Youth never come here. Young people, and
I did not know that.
it's consistently, this happened all the time. And when you look at the data, when you talk with people, you see that, they do want these products, but they're sure as hell not going to go into the clinic where
and I'll
everyone
tell you
knows
what,
them.
Yes, you can't go in there because that lady who sings with your mother in the church choir,
Exactly.
she might find you.
Exactly.
And the nurse might say,
they're going
I will tell your mother you are here. Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Just because you want to be part of this conversation. You know, I have been going on and on about the fact that I believe there is a revolution afoot. And you keep sending me different messages and things I need to look at. And the people with the interesting revolution of our time are Kasha. But before I get into that, I want to introduce you to Joanna. Joanna, full name, so that when mom is watching, she's like, that's my girl. And you're not Kenyan. So where are you from? Let's get to know you first before you tell us anything else.
Well, my name's Joanna Bixel, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Kasha. I was born in Poland, but I grew up in Canada.
Whoa. Now, you know, you didn't tell me that before. Born in Poland, grew up in Canada, and then...
I grew up in Canada. I went to school in Canada. I have a computer science degree. And then I...
So you see the world in ones and zeros?
Absolutely. Very logical, sequential.
And they sent you to talk to me. And what brought you from that to this? I'm trying to create a timeline.
Lots of things. So I guess... my career was mostly in technology, and so I worked on a variety of different things. I worked on part of Microsoft Office Excel, so very geeky in those days. But eventually...
The version that works and didn't crash, right?
Yes, the better version.
Okay, there you go.
And then eventually I just started getting really interested around technology around the world. And eventually I decided to leave Microsoft, and I joined Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, where I worked on technology strategy across East and West Africa and other areas in Asia as well. And that's what first brought me to Kenya.
I am going to have this done on a map. I'm going to do a little plane that goes from Poland to Canada, then Microsoft. We're going to figure out where. And then West and Central Africa.
East and West Africa, yeah.
And then Kenya.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yes, I lived in Rwanda for several years, and now I'm in
Really?
Kenya.
A real child of the world.
Yeah, we're a very international family.
Okay, so... You are in Rwanda and something clicks and makes you say, I'm going to create a portal for women by women. This is e-commerce, but not as everybody knows it. Why? Because we all can still log on to anything and get anything we want if the logistics are right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The idea for Kasha really started over years. So when I was at the Gates Foundation, I was working across a variety of things. You'll see how Kasha kind of comes together. So a lot of what I was working on was supply chain. How do we use technology to optimize supply chain, get things like family planning, commodities, vaccines to really rural areas? How do we help farmers with mobile phones in rural areas as well? Health services delivery and health content. Through that time, it was really interesting because I spent a lot of time in Liberia, Ethiopia, Kenya, various areas, and often when you'd go into a clinic in a rural area, people would say, we're overstock actually on family planning. Nobody comes and gets family planning, and especially not youth. Youth never come here. Young people, and...
I did not know that.
It's consistently, this happened all the time. And when you look at the data, when you talk with people, you see that, they do want these products, but they're sure as hell not going to go into the clinic where everyone knows them.
Yes, you can't go in there because that lady who sings with your mother in the church choir,
exactly,
she might find you.
Exactly.
And the nurse might say,
they're going to
I will tell your mother you are here.
Yes. And it's very common, sometimes Even health workers, they call your husband, they call your parents. You know, it's really, women have a hard time
accessing the stuff they need and want.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember thinking, you know, if we solve this problem of getting products to the clinics, it doesn't help women in these scenarios. You know, we're not actually getting into it. And when you think about it, especially in East Africa, I mean, look at how many people have a phone. So many people have access to a phone, even if they don't own a phone. And so really, you can very confidentially place your order. And
I know, for your contraception, for your condoms, for your sanitary towels, you don't have to have the judging eyes.
Absolutely.
I really like the idea of Kasha. You know, here I was thinking, oh, it's e-commerce, but, you know, with a pink. It isn't.
No, it was started and it continues as, you know, just the core is women should get what they need. Women should get what they need to feel their best, whether it's for their hair, their skin, whether it's their contraceptives, their HIV self-test, they should get whatever they want. And we often talk about, you know, women are so influential in the world. We should support women, encourage women, but really, are we looking through the challenges that women have? To this day, when you think about it, to this day, girls don't even have sanitary pads in school. This shouldn't exist anymore. You know, women still have the highest rates of HIV. That's crazy. You know, why is it so skewed to women? And as we know, women, you know, we're breaking the glass ceiling, we're accomplishing amazing things, yet sometimes even the most empowered women have a hard time getting the products they need.
It still shocks me that I live in a country in 2019 where if you do buy your pack of sanitary towels, depending on where, it will be wrapped up in a newspaper. Like it's an embarrassing piece of contraband.
Exactly.
What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Apparently we menstruate. This is a problem? Why? So Kasha was just not about, e-commerce is definitely coming to Africa. Africa is ready for e-commerce. It's about women should be able to have access to the things they want.
When they want it on their own terms, in a confidential, convenient way.
And that's what Kasha is about.
And that is what Kasha is about. And that's why we're a different e-commerce company. There's many great e-commerce companies, and we're not trying to be like them at all. For us, we really want to make sure that women have a great experience when they get these products, and we respect them, and we want them to have a discreet, confidential experience. We want them to have choice. We want them to know what is the difference between this pad and this pad, or this pregnancy test and this hair product, or this product for acne. Because
that's another thing. I mean, imagine going to buy a pregnancy kit.
It is one of our top sellers, actually. You don't want people to know all that, necessarily what if you're not pregnant.
Yes, or even when you actually want to know where they're ovulating.
Exactly. We also sell fertility tests. So
I like the idea of Kasha. You know, I've got to say this to you. So I'm sitting here, we're getting ready, I'm getting my water, and I keep telling her we're going to have this conversation, and she's like quiet. And I didn't realize she's waiting to suck it to me. And you know what? Well done. Well done. Because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to be, of course I've been on the site, but I wasn't ready to be wowed by the very simplicity of the reason. And it is magic. And I love it. Because I actually want to know, you didn't start in Kenya, did you?
No. Actually, the idea was growing over years. But then another thing happened. I became pregnant with my second child. So I have an older son who's 9. And then my second child is a girl. And there's something about, this is the power of women and the power of motherhood. There's something about holding your baby daughter in your arms. And I remember at that time getting, really being obsessed with just thinking about, the experience of women and girls around the world. Just consistently the experience and what women go through. And, just having this little daughter, I mean, no mother wants their daughters to be blocked by anything.
Nothing turns on that key to clear feminism than holding a baby girl.
And you will protect them, and you want to change the world for them.
For them.
Yes.
Can we just hold that thought, come back? Because I'm sure you're sitting there thinking, who's Caroline talking to and why? And now you can't leave your screen because you're thinking, I want to know more about Kasha. More about Kasha in a moment, so subscribe. Come back, come back. There's a question I need to ask her the minute we come back, and there's only one way you're gonna know the answer and the question. Come back, come back.